Okay, Spain have beaten Croatia 3-0 in the Euros today in Group B, opening game of Group B. It was 3-0 at half time, a first half blitz. In the second half of the first half, they just completely destroyed Croatia. Croatia were better in the second half, but there's that missed penalty, and then the resulting rebound that's put in is ruled out because of encroachment, which summed up Croatia's day. Croatia couldn't cope with Yarmal on the right wing, Nico Williams on the left wing. Morata had a very good game. He's much maligned. He's now the captain of Spain. Spain scored very un-Spain-like goals. Spain have evolved from 1-0 tiki-taka, death by 1,000 passes, to a very, very balanced, fast-paced side. They do everything quickly. There's none of this, slow it down and just passing triangles for passing sake, which they've been guilty of in the past. I think pure tiki-taka is on the shelf now. This was a very, very balanced Spain performance where they were happy to do long balls, happy to do cross fields, happy to start playing out from the back, running with the ball at feet. They would do a bit of everything, the long ball forward, the ball in behind. And the first two goals are very, very un-Spain-like. Done all at pace, very few passes, done. Morata's goal in 28 minutes summed up Croatia's performance. Sloppy, defensively very passive, very open. Spain were just quicker to everything. They looked fitter, they looked more motivated, they won the battles. And some of the older players in the Croatia side were showing their age in regards to the pace of the game. They just, Modric and Perisic, for example. Well, Perisic did have an impact when he came on the field. They were second best. Morata, much maligned, gets his goal in 28 minutes. Fabian Ruiz gets his goal in 32 minutes. And then Carvahal gets his goal in the stroke of half time. They just blitzed them in that period in the first half. Very un-Spain-like goals. Yarmal and Nico Williams, they just couldn't cope with their pace. In fact, there's a lot of young players in this Spain squad. While I don't think they're the finished article, and I don't think this is the strongest Spain squad we've ever seen, there will be tougher tests. There were periods in the second half where Croatia did have Spain on the back foot a little bit, and Spain looked a little bit wobbly defensively. They weren't as assured defensively as the 3-0 would suggest, but because Croatia was so woeful in the first half, absolutely woeful in the first half, the game was won, and so Spain could afford to be a little bit sloppy and get away with it. I think there will be tougher tests. I think Albania will be very tough to break down for Spain. They may have to adjust their style of play. Italy are going to be tough for Spain as well. So they might have to mix their style of play up, but I think they did that very well in the first half, mixing up the style of play. Not your stereotypical, as I say, Spanish performance. Croatia, they had the penalty. The penalty saved. So Petkovic had his penalty saved by Simon. The rebound and goes out. Ball comes back in and Petkovic taps it in. It's ruled out for encroachment. VAR worked in both cases to award the penalty. A bit soft, but there is a bit of contact there. But oh god, I've seen them given for dives. And also the VAR checking the encroachment got it right, but it was a lengthy delay for both the penalty and then ruling out the goal. But it summed up Croatia's day. It did sum up Croatia's day. They just were not at the races at all. Very much like Hungary in the previous game, in their first half, not being at the races and being convincingly outplayed. There were flashes in that second half, but not accurate in attack. Simon looked a bit nervy at times, I will say this, the Spanish goalkeeper. He had a few dodgy rebounds. While he had a very good penalty save, there were a few dodgy rebounds and there was some nervy defending. So I do think Spain, I think the wind does flatter them a little bit. But in attack, with that pace with Yarmal and Nico Williams, Morata looks like he's got a new lease of life with this Spain squad. There's some other young players as well. It's refreshing to see the next generation. But again, that lack of experience at this level. Yarmal, he's raw. He is raw. He had several opportunities. He was constantly creating problems, but because of that raw nature, there's a few errors in his game, and when the ball gets turned over, he's obviously far up the field. Yes, he's very, very quick, but I'm not sold on his defensive side of the game yet as a winger, whereas Nico Williams has got a bit more of a two-way game developed. So it's going to be interesting to see how this young Spain side does. Croatia, I have some concerns about them getting out of the group with the way they played. If they put a performance like that against Albania or Italy, they're in serious trouble, because we know Albania and Italy will be very, very well organised, exceptionally fit and exceptionally well drilled, and will be physical. And Croatia just were beaten physically as well. They just looked very slow, lethargic, and just not on the same page. So there we go. My thoughts on VAR so far, and I will go here, is they are getting the decisions right. They got the decision right last night for the penalty and the red card in the Scotland game. They got the decision right in the Swiss game for the offside goal being given correctly as onside. It did get it right, although dubiously a little bit with the soft contact for the penalty and disallowing the goal in this game. It is that length of time. Again, that's another issue I have, is the length of time it is taking. So I would like to see some of these VAR decisions. They shouldn't require multiple replays and lengthy spells. That red card last night was a red card all day long for that shocking tackle. That took too long to send him off. The time, and it does sort of disrupt the momentum of the game. In saying that, Spain thoroughly deserved the 3-0 win. But I don't think this Spain side's the finished article, and there will be tougher tests for them. They do look, as I say, a little bit shaky at the back with that lack of experience at international level. There are some experienced players in the squad, but some of them haven't played as many caps together. It's that group togetherness of those combinations. But in saying that, Croatia, very experienced lineup, were woeful. So there is that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. We now have Italy and Albania this evening before a fun-packed set of games tomorrow, where England-Serbia is obviously the tasty, mouth-watering tie of tomorrow's games. But for me for now, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll have some more content for you guys very, very soon.